Randy Kaye spoke with a group of Republican women last week about the Kavanaugh nomination, so we wanted to continue that conversation with a different group, this time 6 independents in Florida. To vote in the primaries in Florida, you have to register with the party, and so they could vote. 2 in this group registered as Republicans, 2 as Democrats, and 2 did not vote in the primaries. But again, they all call themselves independents. Here's what they told Randy Kaye after watching the hearing yesterday.
How many of you thought that Christine Ford sounded credible?
I mean, you could hear the emotion coming forth. She was really reliving the trauma and everything that occurred that night.
As an independent who leans Republican right now, what did you think of Christine Ford's opening statement?
I thought the whole situation was a little theatrical. I would think that a person of her caliber would be able to keep it together, if it was natural, to keep it together a little bit better.
And Judge Brett Kavanaugh's opening statement?
He broke down a little bit, he showed emotion, but he has worked his entire life to get where he is today.
What did you think of the tone and the energy and the passion?
He seemed angry and defensive, and I kept thinking to myself, why is he yelling?
Wouldn't you be angry if you were him? If you were innocent and you got put through that, and if you in your heart believed you were innocent and you got put through that.
Christine Ford's testimony about allegedly hearing Kavanaugh and his friend laugh at her in the bedroom resonated.
That was the moment that made me angry.
How horrible.
Yeah, that made me
Bone chilling.
have more compassion for her. And she described being on the bed. She described where the bed was in the room. She talked about where the bathroom was in the room. There were 2 beds in the room. I think that speaks to her that those memories are coming back, and she was able to be in touch with those.
So the fact that she knew that information, that adds to her credibility.
I thought so.
There's not a lot of corroboration, so that's why I'm left wondering who's telling the truth, or maybe they're both partial truths.
How many of you think that Mark Judge should come and testify before this committee now?
But when someone in the group suggested delaying the vote to confirm Kavanaugh, as is now the case,
Who cares about a delay?
Their whole entire life to now maybe lose their opportunity due to the delay. He could lose the opportunity to be on the Supreme Court completely due to the delay.
It
doesn't come back and he could say
that doesn't matter. Wait a minute. It has nothing to do with being fair.
What if it turns out there's nothing that happened to her and he was delayed and misses his opportunity?
Then we, as American people,
get to
deserve the process to know who's lying.
Especially
when it comes to the Supreme Court.
Judge Kavanaugh had a lot of opportunities to call for FBI investigation.
If he is innocent, and it just seems like the unwillingness is very questionable.
All I kept hearing him say is, I am here talking now, like I'm telling my story now. And to me, that's not good enough, especially when you have Ford continually saying, let's do this FBI investigation.
An FBI investigation, in my mind, would have given me more reason to believe him.
and what about all the drinking some friends say he did?
I testified that he's never had a blurry night and that he's never blacked out. I find that very hard to believe, especially for how many times he said, I like beer.
How many of you think that you're ready to say that Judge Brett Kavanaugh should go on and be a Supreme Court justice? Raise your hand. None of you. What do you still want to know?
I want to know why a potential Supreme Court judge wouldn't use every single tool he has to get to the truth, no matter what it is.
Randy Kaye, CNN, Sarasota.